more about like some more practical stuff. Normally we're talking about the inner work, the emotional things, you know, changing yourself from the inside out. Right now, today, obviously we're going to talk about inner work too, because what would any live stream be with me without some inner work? But we're going to talk mostly about like the practical stuff in terms of like food and workouts. So you've basically done so much amazing inner work up until this point. You've learned new things about yourself. You've understood yourself in a new way. You've seen things you've never seen before. You've been like, holy shit, I never realized that was there. It makes so much sense why I've been holding myself back, or why I haven't been able to lose weight, or, you know, all the different thoughts and feelings and emotions that come up. There's always new things to see and feel and dive into, which is why I tell you that it's not like, you don't have to think that you got to get to some perfect place in order for everything to be great and in order for you to lose weight and for your body to change. No, just by starting to do the inner work, things start to shift, and your internal world is already changed. It's already changing. It's already continuing to change. So there's nothing you have to worry about in terms of that. Like, it's just already happening, and it will, if it has not shown up out externally yet, it will. If it has started to a little bit, it will more. Or if it's completely shown up in so many big ways, then that's what you continue to have. And note that it can just keep getting better and better and better. So now that you got that internal stuff going on, and you're going to continue to practice and dive into the internal world and internal work and everything like that, the beautiful stuff, we're going to talk about practical. So like food and fitness, food and workouts. You have tons of resources in the bonuses page for like nutrition stuff and workouts and things like that. But as you know, it's like, until we get the inner world on board with us, like, it's hard to find the motivation to do that stuff, or at least do it consistently. So you know, you're removing blocks and everything like that's good. Now that you're at a certain point, we're going to really dive into doing more of the practical stuff. So, and doing it while watching shit come up. So that's the great thing about actually doing the things, is you can see what's happening for you emotionally. You can see yourself push it away or block it or try and stop yourself or try and not do it, or all of the crazy things that we do as human beings. We're humans. It's just a thing. You know, we're not robots. We're not like everything is perfect all the time. It's like, we're human beings. So shit comes up and things happen, and, you know, there's no guilt, there's no shame that we need to assign to it. It's just I'm a non-judgmental observer of what's happening, and this is super interesting. Look at how interesting it is that I set a goal to work out every day this week, or do something fun to move my body every day this week, and I noticed that it is interesting that I didn't do it on Monday, or that I pushed it off and I said that it was I didn't get enough sleep or whatever. Like, it's just really fascinating to watch yourself. So take yourself out of the judgment zone of being like, I suck because I didn't do that. I can't believe I set this goal and then I didn't live up to it. And just be the non-judgmental observer. Like, oh, isn't that interesting? Like, this is so fascinating to watch myself do these certain things. Jill had asked a question about this on the page the other day. She said that there was like a certain cereal or something like that, dessert, that she would always get from Trader Joe's, and she'd be like, no, I'm not going to get that. And then she found herself like going and buying like 4 boxes of it, and she couldn't get herself to stop eating it or to stop feeling bad about eating it. And I gave her an example of something that happened to me yesterday. Like, I was walking up the stairs. Josh and I had just gotten home from an awesome, really fun day that we had in San Diego together. We ate all 3 of our meals out at restaurants. They were healthy meals, which was awesome, but they were definitely things that I would have still beat myself up about in the past, right? Because I had like a chocolate chip cookie with my breakfast, and, you know, I could be like, oh, well, it was like gluten-free and vegan and healthier sugars or whatever. But I still would have beat myself up over that in the past. I would have been like, it's a cookie for breakfast. Like, how are you going to eat a cookie for breakfast? And then I had a beautiful, delicious chocolatey, fudgy brownie for dessert. Again, it was gluten-free and vegan, because if I'm going to have something like that, I love feeling better. Still having something like that, but feeling better afterwards for, you know, it being certain ingredients. I know certain ingredients, I don't feel that well when I eat them, especially like dairy or gluten or whatever. I don't give myself a hard time about it anymore, but I know that if I can make a healthier choice, I will, and it feels really good. So I was making healthier choices, but still the old stuff would have still been like, I can't believe you had 2 desserts in one day. Like, that's a lot of sugar. Or you had a cookie for breakfast. It doesn't matter if it was a healthy cookie. It's still a cookie, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, my brain would have run rampant with me and been beating myself up. Or like, even the choices that I made, like, I would have felt bad about, because I had a certain viewpoint of what is right and what's wrong, and I had all these rules in my mind of how it had to be. Like, for dinner, Josh and I split a pizza and fries, and again, it was like gluten-free, and it was dairy-free, and it was using coconut oil to fry the fries instead of avocado, like whatever, like healthier. I still would have beat myself up for that in the past, because I would have been like, it's fries and it's pizza and it's whatever. I had no shame and no guilt walking up the stairs, and it felt so amazing to not feel bad about my food choices and just feel free and know that my body was benefiting and nourished and taken care of and feeling the best it felt, because I had removed rules. So I'm just bringing this up to show you that we put so much pressure and so much guilt and so much stress on ourselves, and I could have really easily been really judgmental and really shameful on myself and just been like, why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you ate those foods. That's not good. It's not good for your body. It's not healthy. It's too much sugar. It's too much whatever. It's too much blah, 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 blah. Crazy mind chatter. But instead, I was like, no, I have new rules for my life. I have new rules for my body. I get to choose how it goes. I get to pick how everything flows. And I live by those rules. So I was walking up the stairs and I was like, I feel great, actually. I had some amazing meals today. I enjoyed the heck out of them. That was delicious. Like, I would love to do that again tomorrow. That was awesome. And I woke up feeling great and everything. So I point that out to show you that I was a non-judgmental observer. From the outside, I was like, oh, that's really interesting that in the past, I would have been really hard on myself. But instead, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool that I wanted that cookie for breakfast. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm going, that actually was kind of great. When you really break down the nutrients that are in that cookie, there's a lot of things, because they use really high quality ingredients. There were a lot of things in that cookie that actually nourished my body. That's kind of cool. So instead of like fully shaming and beating myself up, I'm over here going, actually, that was a pretty good choice. Like, I'm kind of proud of myself for picking that. That was really good. You see the difference? Day and night, black and white, sun and the moon, like complete polar opposites of shame versus that was awesome. Like, I'm grateful for that experience. Totally, totally different. So always allow yourself to, when you do this process for your whole life, just be the non-judgmental observer instead of the person who shames and judges and guilts everything. Do this in every area of your life, not just your body, but like, you know, we're talking about body right now, so specifically do this with your body. Anytime, like from now through the rest of your life, just be an observer. You don't have to feel bad about it. You create your own rules. Do not let other people's rules define you. You create your own rules. Don't even let my rules define you. Like, the way I do things doesn't have to be how you do things. If something else feels better to you, you pick your own rules. Like, you get to choose that. If you take nothing else away from this course, take away that you were given the power to create your own rules on how you want it to be, and you've removed the shame and the judgment and the guilt. Remove it. Let it go. Your opinion is the one that matters the most, okay? That is the thing. But a lot of times when we allow ourselves to have our own opinion, then we pile heavy guilt on it, heavy shame, heavy judgment, and that's where we get ourselves stuck and confused and lost and all the things. So, let's talk about some things with food and fitness. Okay, let's talk about what is your body crying out for? Learning to hear what your body and your emotions need. this is very important. This is like you're in you're in like the last 4 weeks of the course. So you're in a space where you've evolved a lot emotionally, and now you can tap into, what does my body need? What do I emotionally need? And you're asking yourself these questions like, what food would really nourish me right now? What physical activity would really nourish me right now? Because we tend to get this really twisted in our minds, and we think that it is just like required that every day you must exercise or you must work out if you want to have a fit and healthy body. The reality is that you were born with a body, and your body benefits when you move it. And that's it. There's not like because I have to make my body look a certain way, pressure, I have to do a workout. No, like, I mean, workouts, fitness classes, fitness in general is really like a newer concept if you really think about it. Like, it hasn't really been around for that long. But you know, it has been around forever since human beings came to Earth. Moving your body. So like long time ago, it was more about hunting for food. It was more about going on long treks. It was about being able to climb things and grab stuff and whatever. So we've always been moving. As human beings, our bodies are made to move. Our bodies are nourished by movement. But over the last however many years, it's become a thing to be like doing fitness, like fitness classes, workouts, things like that. I mean, in terms of like lifting weights, like people for generations have been like lifting weights. You know, the farmer age, they were lifting hay bales, and they were like squatting down to pick things up, and they were grabbing things from up high and pulling, like the same movements that you see bodybuilders or anybody, if you've been weight training in the gym, same movements that people were doing outdoors since the beginning of time. But now it's just, we're doing it in a very like gym sort of way. So like it would be the same exact thing for you to like go to the gym and like lift some weights as you were to like go outside and like get on a tree branch and like do some pull-ups or whatever. Like or like lift some rocks or pick some things up, squat down to pick it up, or deadlift to pick it up. It's all like similar things. Our bodies are made to move. Our bodies are nourished by movement. So it is essential that we start moving our bodies every day. But what I encourage you to do is get yourself away from this everyday workout routine mentality and get yourself into a mentality of, I move my body every day because it's nourishing, because it feels good, because it makes me feel my best. And I do things that I love when I move my body. Like, move into that. If you were to surf every day, your body would be just as beautiful and phenomenal as if you were to go to Orange Theory class every day, or Soul Cycle every day, or whatever. Like, whatever your thing is that you think like, oh my God, if I did that every day, I would be so fit. Like, if you were to just get out and surf every day, same thing. If you were just to get out and hike every day, same thing. Your body can shift and change in tone and shed weight and all of those things just by moving. Like, it doesn't have to be a certain type of movement. Yes, certain type of movements work certain type of muscles in different ways, but there's no reason why you can't like for me, what I do, like, I'll go do things that sound fun to me, go hike with Jonathan. Yeah, lately I've been hiking with Jonathan. And then if I want to build some muscle tone in certain areas of my body, I'll just like lift some weights like while I'm doing things around the house, or like I'll just do some squats, or like I showed you guys the other day, like I just did a little workout and Jay was here and it was really fun and it was very low pressure and it was stuff I was already doing. I was already hanging out with Jay. So I was like, oh, well, why don't I just like tone my abs? Or like something you can do is like Josh has this stand technique for his brand called Yoga Athlete. And it's about like engaging all the different muscle groups in your body, including your core. And one of the people in Josh's Yoga Athlete company, Josh Chin, he literally got abs just from doing this. Like, didn't do anything else, and it's just a contraction of muscles. And you, like, I'm doing it right now. Like, you could be just like standing or just like sitting at your desk and just like contracting things in the right way and like tone and tighten your abs. So like little things like that. It's like things that you don't think of when you're so boxed in with just looking at things just like this, like, oh, I gotta do a workout. I only can do Orange Theory, and that's the only way I can lose weight. Or I can only do Soul Cycle, that's the only way I can lose weight. Or I can only do Zumba, and that's the only way I lose weight. Or like, you know, whatever. Or only swim, or only run. Run's a big one. So many people think, I have to run to lose weight. False. You can run to lose weight if you want, but like, it's not required. So looking at it like, I gotta run to lose weight. Oh, okay. But when you take the blinders off and you see life for what it really is, all of these things become available, and you go, oh, the abs that I wanted from doing, from running or whatever, because running can tone your abs too, or legs, I can just do by contracting my muscles while I sit at my computer and work. Like, you can be doing things in so many different ways than you even realize are possible, but you're boxing yourself into doing it a certain way. Because of that, you're totally blocking out all the other awesome ways that would feel much better to do it. So that's why I say, when you move your body, choose something that is really fun, that you're excited to do, and let your intuition guide you and lead you. This is why I say, like, sometimes when people go to like a yoga class, it's not the best thing for them. I'm not saying don't go to yoga class. Don't take this the wrong way. But I am saying classes are just teachers leading you in a box way. Like, okay, I have 30 people in the class. Let's lead them through a little bit of everything. But maybe you go in there and maybe your back is sore because you were lifting weights for your back yesterday. And you go in there and you're doing all these things that are contracting your back muscles. And that's not what your back needs. Your back needs a rest. But you're doing all this stuff because the teacher's telling you to do it. And it's just like not exactly what you need for your body, right? So you got to talk to your body and ask your body what it needs. I do this every day. I'm just like, okay, body, what do you want to do today? Like, what sounds fun? And if I don't know in the morning, or maybe I have an idea in the morning, I'm open to it changing in the afternoon. And I just let it happen instead of feeling forced or like it's got to be a certain way, or if I miss it, it's horrible. Yesterday, didn't work out at all. Stress level about that, 0. I don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not going to affect me. I created my own rules around that. It's not a problem. Today, I get to move my body because I have the ability. Like, it's going to be really simple and easy, and I'm going to let myself do it in whatever way I want to. Highly likely that I'm going to be doing some muscle toning while hanging out with Jay. Highly likely. But maybe there's a chance that we would go on a really long walk together or a hike. I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what it'll happen. I'm showing you this to show you that you get to create your own rules, and it gets to be low pressure and low stress, but you got to ask yourself what you want to do. So if I was like, okay, well, I have to do some muscle strengthening moves while I'm with Jay, and I was like, oh, I got to do abs. I have to do abs because my goal is to get, tight and toned abs. And then I'm like down there and my abs are sore because I did them yesterday. That's not gonna benefit or serve my body. Like, what I need to do is say, what would feel really good for me today? Oh, a swim? Okay, cool. Like, I'll go for a swim. A walk? That sounds better. It would give my abs time to rest. Yeah, I could do that. So what I'm saying to you is just listen to your body, ask it what it needs. It will tell you. And you're gonna get double the results when you do something that feels better for your body, even if it's less intensity than the thing you wanted. Sometimes people are like, oh my God, I gotta do like an hour worth of cardio, but I am tired as hell. And it's like, the hour of cardio is out of lack and scarcity and pressure. So it's not gonna benefit your body the same way it would if you just took a nice bath or maybe went for a nice long walk. Like, maybe you walk to the grocery store. Like, that will benefit your body so much more than you just grinding it out at the gym. You see what I'm saying? The pressure repels results. Same thing happens with food. So in terms of your food choices, start listening. Like, ask yourself today and every day, what's my body crying out for? What is my body saying? I need this. Like, fill in the blank with your name. Like, for me, Steph, I need tomatoes. Steph, I need sesame seeds. Steph, I need tahini. Like, Whatever. Oh my God, the last couple days, pepper. Like, I just been wanting pepper on everything, like large amounts of pepper. And I'm not like, what's wrong with me? Why do I want pepper? I'm like, cool, my body needs pepper. Let's put pepper on everything, like highly peppered foods. And so I'm doing it and it feels great and I feel amazing. Like, no pressure, no shame, no guilt, just coming from a non-judgmental observer standpoint of saying, that's so interesting that I want pepper. Okay, I'll have some stuff with pepper. You know, zero judgment, zero shame, zero guilt, zero worry, zero stress. So ask your body what it needs too. Body, what do you need? What do you need today? What do you want right now? And don't be ashamed to have it. Also be like, ask yourself what you might need in it. So like a lot of times when people want chocolate, their body is like, chocolate, give me chocolate, I want chocolate, I need chocolate. And they're like, oh my God, instead of being a non-judgmental observer, they're like, what's wrong with me? I want chocolate all the time and I can't have chocolate, this isn't good. Shame, guilt, fear, spiral happening. Instead, non-judgmental observer, oh, so interesting that I'm like craving chocolate like crazy. What could that mean? Maybe do some research. Maybe ask us here in the group. Tag me. Hey, Steph, what does it mean if I'm really craving chocolate? I could come in there, hey, you know what? In most people, when they crave chocolate, it means that they're deficient in magnesium. If you're deficient in magnesium, you're not going to get it from eating a ton of processed chocolate. You'll still keep craving it. So what you can do is you can get in there and you can have raw cacao, and that will give you the magnesium you need, and then you will not have as much chocolate cravings. And if you have the chocolate cravings, it's fine. You can eat the chocolate because raw cacao is so good for you. It's nourishing. I have raw cacao every single day. Every single day. I don't miss a day of having raw cacao. I usually have it in this like chocolate cacao drink. So good. Like latte thing. So it's allowed. There are certain nutrients your body's crying out for, and if you're too busy judging your body, you won't be able to hear what it needs. And you'll keep suppressing it. When you keep suppressing it, that's where like illness and sickness comes from, is us just like holding it down and stuffing it down and saying like, no, you shouldn't want this right now. I'm judging you. I'm guilting you. I'm feeling shame about this. No, you can't have this. Like, go away. That's like heavy pressure, soaked in pressure. And it's going to just cause more and more problems in your body. So the best way to address it, it's like a little kid. Like, have you ever seen a kid that like is screaming and crying? It's like, by ignoring the kid, like they're just going to start screaming and crying louder and louder and louder. That's what your inner child is doing. Your inner child's like, I need something, and it's crying, and you're like, shut up, no, like go away, I'm going to ignore you, like just go away. It's just going to get louder and louder and bigger and bigger. Oh, you're suppressing your chocolate craving? Bigger and bigger and louder and louder and louder and louder, right? Until you just stop and you address it and you're like, okay, I'm not going to ignore you. I'm going to figure out what you actually need. What are you crying out for? What do you need, body? Like, your body is very intuitive. Your body is very smart. Your body will tell you exactly what you need. And if you're feeling confused about it, or it seems like a confusing craving, like you're craving something that is not nourishing for your body, that's when you come in here and you ask me and you tag me and you say, Steph, what does this actually mean? And I can guide you and I can show you, oh, your body's actually crying out for this. A lot of times people will crave salt. Remember when I first started getting healthy, I would crave salt all the time. I was like heavily salting all the foods I ate, like no matter what it was. Even if it was salty food, I was like salting it more. Normal table salt is like stripped of minerals and nutrients, which is why your body craves salt. It needs certain minerals and nutrients. That's why I use that brand called real salt, because it's not processed like the other salts. It's very raw, it's pure, it's natural, it has like 87 trace minerals in it. When you have that salt, you get what your body actually is asking for. So when I put that salt on my food, then I was like, oh, I'm not really craving salt anymore. Or if I want some salt, I put that on and I'm good. I'm not like, more salt, more salt. The other salt wasn't working because it didn't have the minerals that I was seeking in salt. Does that make sense? So that's why you would want to ask me if that doesn't make sense to you. You're like, why do I keep wanting more table salt? And having salt isn't bad. I just want to put that out there because I know that Josh and his family all had that belief. And when I first met Josh, he was like really deficient in the minerals, and it was affecting his teeth because he wasn't eating enough salt. He thought salt was like so bad, he just wouldn't even touch it or go near it. And I was like, bro, you need salt. Like really need salt, but you need high quality salt. So after you started adding that in, teeth were healing, like everything got better, like it was all good. But I'm just telling you that so you see that like if you're like really pushing something away or you're really afraid to eat something, it might not be that you don't need to eat it. It might just mean you need to eat a higher quality version of it. Does that make sense? Cool. So your challenge this week is to do movement and healthy food choices every single day. Not out of a place of pressure and guilt and shame, but out of a place of, this is so nourishing for me and it makes me feel so good and so amazing. I'm so excited to do something that feels fun from that place. And that gets to be the world that you live from. And also, as I said, if you miss a day, if you skip a day, go into non-judgmental observer mode and just go, isn't that interesting? Cool, well, what happened there? Awesome, I'll journal on that. Nothing to feel bad about, but it's just really interesting feedback for me on what's going on internally. And that's that. So have a lot of fun with this. This is gonna show you so much about your life and your body and everything. So powerful. Yeah, okay, so final thoughts would be, remember that you're limitless. Remember you can have anything you want in your life. Remember that you can be as beautiful and fit and healthy as you want to be, and it is safe. Remember that you get to give yourself the worth, the love, the approval, the validation that you used to let other people give you. You get to decide that and give that to yourself. And from that place, you make a lot of healthy, great choices and have a lot of motivation to do healthier things. So keep up the good work. I'm really proud of you and I love you and I'm here to support you and I've got your back, and let me know if you need me.